So the reality is that stress is an unavoidable factor in modern life, right? So what we're wanting to, and stress can sometimes also be something which motivates us to be able to get things done in a particular day. For example, it's a thing that motivates us sometimes to get up, to go to work, to do those things. But that's, as I call, stress with a small s. It's a stress that activates us and gives us the opportunity to create what we need to create. The stress with a big S is slightly more problematic because that's the one that starts to create negative consequences both for body and for mind. And this is the stress that we want to minimize and to manage. So stress also is cumulative. So stress is also something which small things can all add up together, almost like a snowball effect, and they become much bigger altogether, right? But the overall effect is the big snowball effect, not the smaller things that are associated with it. The festive season, as we sort of collectively call it, is a very tricky time because, you know, although it is festive, it can also be very challenging for many people. And the reality here, what often happens is it's a time that most people tend to almost have a life which is unusual to the one that they are used to for the remaining 340 days of the year. And so meaning that they are less mindful, as we spoke, as opposed to mindful, because, for example, people aren't working, so people are on break. You know, the children are at home, families come together, and so people are suddenly now tending to deal with things that they don't have to deal with in such a focused manner for the rest of the year, because we're busy or our lives are full of all the other activities that we need to take care of. So the things we need to check out for in terms of stress factors over the festive season. So besides the familial or relational challenges, there's also very practical things, like people can have financial stresses over the festive season. People can make poor financial decisions which have knock-on effects for what it means for the rest of their lives, or they're recovering from the previous year's bad mistakes even during the festive season. We also have to look out for things like substance abuse during this time. I mean, it's you know, it's festive time, take a little bit of that, take a little bit of this, and it's all okay. But the reality is that people could have other conditions lingering in the background all along, and the substance abuse will generally tend to take that into a more exacerbated or more extreme state. So, and then we also have to look at like real practical things around, you know, sort of road accidents or things happening over the festive season. So there are many different factors working hand in hand at the same time that could potentially be quite disastrous over the festive season, which would make the festive season slightly less jolly than what we anticipate it to be. So it's very important that people have good social support in place, and this can be in lieu of friends, or, you know, maybe colleagues that they're close to, or perhaps sometimes it can be community centers, or it can be churches or other organizations. But sometimes this is difficult for some people because it's not something we set up overnight. It's something we set up over a period of time or over our lifetime sometimes. And if the support is not there, then people would need professional support to help them to firstly recover from the situation, but also to start putting those good support factors in place. Now, the challenge we have over the festive season often is that many professionals are also taking a break. And this is where, you know, going on to other sort of organizations that provide sort of 24/7 counseling, helplines, just to contain the situation. And I think these resources are on My Health TV, so people can click and see what's available, whether it's for depression or for bereavement of the festive season, or alcohol or substance abuse, or any of those kinds of things which are likely to often cause challenges for people over the festive season.